Hi and welcome to another tutorial in voice assistant series. In case you haven't watched the last tutorial, please watch it and then continue watching. Alright, now let's jump in and get started. Now we will start creating functions that will make our code look cleaner and execute certain commands. First, we need a function that can take in audio and recognize the speech, then return that speech as a string. Let's call this function rec_audio. So before we do this, we need to import the speech recognition module. Since we are building an application of voice assistant, one of the most important things in this is that our assistant recognizes our voice. So in the terminal window type pip install speech recognition. Here S and R are in uppercase. Make sure you spell everything properly. Now press enter. Now on the top type import speech underscore recognition as SR. We are doing this because every time when we use this module, instead of typing the name of the entire module, we can just type SR. So in the next line, let's create a function called rec_audio. Now let's initialize the recognizer. So in the next line, let's define a variable called recog and set it to sr.recognizer. Now we need to get the input. So we use our microphone as a source. So in the next line type sr.microphone as source, print listening. So this will print listening whenever it is taking voice commands from the user. In the next line type audio equals recog.listen inside the parenthesis source. Now we will use Google speech recognition to recognize our speech. So to do this, let's define an empty string called data. I'm here type try and inside the try block type data equals recog.recognize underscore Google and inside the parenthesis audio. Now we will print what the user said on the terminal. So print you said plus data. Now we have to write two except blocks. One for when the recognizer doesn't understand the speech and the other for when Google sends a request error. So in the next line except sr dot unknown value error. Print assistant could not understand the audio. Now let's write our second except block. So except sr dot request error as ex. Print request error from Google speech recognition plus ex. Now let's return the data. So return data. Now let's test this function. So let's call this function rec_audio and run our program. Now we can see listening is printed on the terminal. So say hello computer. You can see hello computer is printed on the terminal. Perfect. We now have a function to record the audio. Let's create a function for the program to respond to the user audibly and call it response. The function will take in a string and convert it to audio. I will also have a function to print the text on the screen for testing purposes. So you need to import three modules. First, let's install the GTTS module. GTTS stands for Google Text to Speech. It is a Python library and CLI tool to interface with Google Translate's text to speech API. So to install this module in the terminal window, type pip install GTTS. So here TTS are in uppercase. So now we need to install our second module called Playsound. It is a pure Python cross-platform single function module with no dependencies for playing sounds. So to install this module in the terminal window type pip install Playsound. Make sure to spell everything properly. So our last module is the OS module. This module provides a portable way of using operating system dependent functionality. So on the top type from GTTS all in lowercase import GTTS. Here TTS are in uppercase. In the next line type import Playsound and finally import OS. Now let's write a function to get the voice assistant's response. So def response and inside the parenthesis pass a parameter called text. In the next line let's simply print text. Now let's convert text to speech. So to do that let's define a variable called TTS and set it to GTTS, and inside the parenthesis, text equals text, comma, lang equals, inside the quotations, en. Now we need to save the converted audio file, and to do this, let's define a variable called audio and set it to audio.mp3. In the next line, tts.save.audio. Now we need to play that audio. So playsound.playsound audio. Finally, we will delete that file. So os.remove audio. We're doing this because when we run this program later, this audio file will be created repeatedly. So we want this audio file to be deleted once it is played.
So that is it for this tutorial. Please support my hard work by liking this video and sharing it with others. Also leave a comment letting me know what more do you want to learn in this voice assistant series. Also subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon.